Welcome to Fox Soul's Black Music Month Minute. I'm Derica Abraham, and my guest today is a 5-time Grammy Award winner. Yes, I said that correctly. 5-time Grammy Award winner. He's toured with some of the greatest artists, such as Lionel Richie, Layla Hathaway, Lauryn Hill, Santana, Eddie Murphy, and the list goes on and on and on and on. So Brian Collier, thank you so much for being here.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
So Brian and I went to the same high school, Westmore High School. Shout out to everybody that went to Westmore High School.
That's right.
And shout out to everybody from the Bay Area, California. I never knew that you played drums until I saw you performing for, or playing the drums for Tony in San Francisco. And I was like, oh my God, is that Brian? I was blown away. So wow. And I know that you started playing at the age of 4, and your brother taught you how to play the drums?
Yes, indeed.
And you played in the church? Okay. So you've been playing for a long time.
Absolutely.
So when did you realize that you could make a career as a professional drummer?
I literally cut school one day.
What? You?
And 2 of my buddies, Tony had already been out, and they were going back to Castlemont High School to do like a homecoming concert for the school. So we cut school and went to the show and walked on the campus, watched the show, and then when I went backstage, Raphael Sadiq saw me and literally got mad at me because I wasn't playing drums because I was cutting hair back then. I was used to cut hair in high school.
Okay.
So at that point, I realized that I could literally do something and make a living because the people I grew up with, like, they're like stardom at this point.
Yeah.
So he got mad at me, and that inspired me to just pick up my sticks and figure it out. Because I was playing drums, but it wasn't a focus in high school because none of my friends did that. So that's why nobody knew I did it.
Oh, that's why. Okay.
So,
Well, when did you get your first paying gig?
probably Tony.
Really?
Uh-huh.
And what was it like when you were on stage playing with him for the first time?
Oh, it was amazing. It was amazing to see, not only people that I grew up with making 50 to 80,000 people scream and sing their songs.
Yeah.
It was just, it was a delight to be able to do something that I've done my whole life and enjoy it.
Okay.
And, music is everything.
It is. I agree. So you're known as the timekeeper. Is that because you maintain the tempo of the song?
Absolutely. And being in Los Angeles, you got to figure out your lane.
Okay.
So that's just the lane that I chose for me to kind of brand myself. It doesn't hurt. So on my drum sets, I have a clock or hourglass, and all over my studio, I have probably 200 hourglasses just all over the place.
Wow.
Got a tattoo with an hourglass on it.
Oh.
So it's just, you have to find a way to kind of stand out a little bit.
Yeah.
So that was my way. So when people see me, they don't just say, "What's up, Brian?" They'd be like, "Timekeeper, what's up?" Yeah. So just a little branding.
Okay. So you also produce your own music. And I guess you compose or write. Tell me about that. Tell me about your creative journey or the process of making music.
Well, I started doing it in my house in San Leandro, built a studio there. So that kind of got my feet wet. So once I came out here, I built a studio in my house out here right before COVID. And I mainly did it for drums, just so I can play drums for other people and practice and record on different albums and things. And while I was waiting to do that, I would just make songs. I have all type of music in my head. I can play a little piano, a little bit of bass. So I would just every day just sit down and just create. So years later, I have a full catalog of music. I started collaborating with other artists and people and started releasing. I signed a publishing deal a couple of years ago.
Oh.
So now I'm doing production for other artists and still putting my music out, and I had to find some growth in being a musician. You can't just be one-sided. I can't just be a drummer. So
Right.
it just opened up doors to, to be able to do production, work on films, work on TV, and scoring stuff with different artists, and so
You just keep reinventing yourself.
I try,
Yeah.
keep growing.
Well, what's been your most memorable moment, or been the most memorable moment in your career so far?
That's a hard one.
Is it? There's
well,
so many.
yeah, there's so many. First Grammy with Carlos Santana.
Oh,
Walked into the studio, and I was supposed to record one song, and they ended up calling me back for 3 weeks every day.
wow.
So that was a great experience, being able to sit in a room with Carlos Santana.
Yeah.
It's just,
Absolutely.
it was amazing. To the band, all my friends that I grew up with. So that was amazing. Being able to tour the world with my friends and, see Japan and see all of these beautiful places. Being on stage with Lionel Richie, and he turns around. I'd never met him, never rehearsed with him, never played with him. They found me on YouTube, I believe. The musical director found me on YouTube and called me. And they sent me 35 songs. No rehearsal. I had 3 days to learn them.
35 songs.
35 hits, not just songs, but 35 hits.
Wow.
So it's not like I could make up a drum fill, because the whole crowd is air drumming what I'm supposed to do.
That's true.
So I did my homework, and I showed up to the Bahamas, and I met the band, and we sound checked and went through beginnings and endings of songs. And as we were going to the venue for the show, Lionel was coming to the hotel to go get dressed. So that's when I met him.
Okay.
And he was like, yeah, I heard a lot about you, looking forward to, making some music. And he was singing, it was 80,000 people, and he was singing Hello. And while he's sitting at this big grand piano, sweat pouring down his face, he turns and he looks at me and he winks and he smiles. And I'm sitting there playing the drums like, where are my homies? I wish they could see this. So that was memorable.
Yeah.
Just the touring experience with Lauryn Hill, that was, it was incredibly unforgettable. I'll just say that.
Okay. Okay. I'll take that.
Confunction, just, old school, been around for years.
Yes.
And, just seeing and learning experience and learning how to show yourself as an entertainer on stage. Most of the new artists, they just get up there and stand there or take their shirts off or try to do something, but it's not entertaining. But these men, they would dress a certain way that would shine, and the lights glitter off their jackets, and doing dance moves, and just you learn how to be an artist, not
Right.
just to be a talent. There's more to artistry than just your skill.
Okay.
Can't just be good. You have to bring something. Presentation. It's so. I've learned a lot of that, and that I'm still growing and still learning and still inspiring to be inspired.
That's good advice. I saw you with Confunction at Yoshi's. Yeah, that was great. So are there any, you've played with so many artists, are there any that you would like to work with in the future?
Oh, Sting by far.
Oh, Sting, yes.
By far. Yeah. Sting by far. That was when I wouldn't say when I learned how to play drums, but when I reinvented myself on drums. That was the first album that I learned front to back, top to bottom, every aspect of it. Everything that the drummer did, every song, it was outside of my genre of what I knew, gospel, soul, R&B, but what Sting brought, he brought a different outlook on music for me.
Okay.
And it just showed me, how to not keep myself in this little ball.
Yeah.
So it opened me up to, different styles of music and taught me a lot.
It was
So
the song 7 Days.
7 Days was amazing, but the album 10 Summer's Tales was like the album for me. But
Okay.
that song, 7 Days, it's drummer wise, it's a complicated song. But once you understand it and get into it, like when I do drum clinics, I'll play that song.
Okay.
So, but yeah, that's one person. I mean, there's several, but I'll drop that one because you never know who might see this and say, "Hey, Sting, this guy wants to work with you."
Ah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. You never know,
You never
especially with
know.
social media.
Yeah.
Tell me something that most people don't know about you.
I won a hair contest.
A hair
Yeah,
contest?
because I used to cut hair.
Oh, right.
So after high school, I went to Skyline College, and I wanted to go to barber college, but they only had cosmetology school.
Okay.
So during that time, I was, that's when you would put designs and all these things.
Yeah.
And I literally cut a Gumby haircut. You remember the
Oh,
Gumby
yeah,
haircut
yeah,
with the
that's-
slash? I cut the Gumby haircut in this guy's hair, and I drew Gumby standing, Eddie Murphy, standing like this, and it said Gumby on top of it.
Oh, wow.
And I won a hair contest
Oh, you have many.
while I was skateboarding.
What?
I mean,
I was
just,
trying to picture that.
yeah. I mean, I didn't win it while I was skateboarding, but, I used to ride skateboards all the time.
Oh,
So,
okay. All right, yes.
But yeah, I was cutting hair, and so that's a part of, me that most people don't know, that I used to really, like, I could do your hair.
Oh,
I mean, I went to cosmetology school. I didn't stay in. I dropped out after 800 hours because I didn't want to go to cosmetology school. I wanted to go to barber college.
okay.
So, that's a little tidbit of something that most
You
people
hear that,
don't know.
ladies? He can do your hair and
Whatever.
he can play music to you.
Whatever.
Okay? He's a man of many talents.
Yeah.
Oh, Brian,
That
thank you
part.
so much for being here today. Where can
My
people
pleasure.
find your music?
My music is on Spotify, iTunes, every music platform. Brian Collier, and yeah, Instagram, Facebook, all the social medias, TikTok.
Follow his social media page. Keep up with him. Go see him live. He's super talented, just brilliant, brilliant. Thank you so much for watching Black Music Month Minute. I'm Derica Abrahams. Stick around for more Fox Soul.
Peace.
As I open my eyes on this beautiful day,